What's up, y'all? I am back for another video. Sorry I waited so late. I'm gonna do the mantles video on Thursday, so my video schedule will be today, even though it's like 12:30 at night. So technically, I'm gonna be doing two videos on Tuesday. I'm reviewing Rumble in the Bronx right now, and then tomorrow, I cannot wait for this. We're gonna be doing Pulp Fiction. That's gonna be fucking fun. And I'm gonna see if I can try to do it in one video, or if I have to see if I have to split it in parts like I did American History X. So we'll see. And then Wednesday will be the Mantles video, and then Thursday and Friday I will be doing two Christmas themed movies, Home Alone 1 and 2. So I'm gonna be doing Home Alone 1 on Thursday, and then Christmas Eve will be perfect. We'll be doing Home Alone 2. So, and then I'm thinking also Wednesday, I might do two videos. I'll do a Mantles video, but I'm also going to do top five. I might do top films of 2021. And then I might sprinkle in like a music themed top vocalists. I might do top five vocalists of all time. I don't know what day I'm doing that, but I'll do that sometime this week. But yeah, but those main videos. But today, or I guess technically Monday, I rewatched Rumble in the Bronx, since we're continuing on with the Jackie Chan theme. And I watched this film as a kid. About the time I watched him in Rush Hour, and they played this a lot on I think it was Encore. And I remember really liking this movie as a kid. I was probably like 10 or 11 at the time. But I remember really liking it. But yeah, this movie, rewatching it, is fucking fun. And it's just simple. And it's set in New York City. It's shot well. The fight scenes, the dubbing in some scenes is actually done well. Um, there's actually a nice redemption story for the sister character, which is nice. Um, and Kyung, Jackie Chan, comes to New York for his uncle's wedding, and then he meets a disabled kid his sister, who's a big part of the film. He does something that gets him in trouble, which I'm gonna get more into. In trouble with the biker gang, and then he basically has to solve a mystery of stolen diamonds and stuff like that. It's in very good fight scenes, and the stunts in this is done well. And this is Jackie Chan before he got famous, so this is about 3 years before the first Rush Hour. So this was like his last in, not indie, but like foreign film run before he became big in 1998 with Rush Hour. So, but yeah, this is a fun one. The fight scenes are good. The villains were effective. I like the bait and switch where they made you think it's this biker gang, but then no, it's actually this like, I'm assuming they're like mafia. I'm assuming so. They're like mafia kind of gang, and yeah, it's a nice twist, and Jackie Chan does a great job, and yeah, so I definitely recommend it. One of Jackie Chan's best. I'm happy I watched it again. So next week's Jackie Chan film will be First Strike, and I feel like it makes sense. This is gonna be one I'm trying to remember if I've watched. No, I have watched First Strike, but around the same time, very young. So here we go. We're gonna get started here. So this movie starts off with Kyung, which is Jackie Chan, arriving in New York. It's shot really well too, honestly too. Like, considering it didn't have a big budget, it's shot well. They actually got some nice like shots in New York, like exterior shots and stuff. So, um, so his uncle picks him up, and then he takes him to his house. This is where we meet his wife. I like the twist that it's a black woman in Jackie Chan's face, and he starts working at this store called Waha. He starts working at this supermarket, and one day, um, they get robbed or attempted to get robbed. It's a projection racket, and it's a place that gets frequently robbed. So one day they get robbed by some biker guys. Actually, no. Before that, one night Kyung is late one night because there's like a biker race going on. This is like super late in the morning, and one girl is racing on top of cars and destroying it, and he was trying to stop her from destroying her destroying her car, or destroying his uncle's car. So he causes her to lose the race, and then the cops show up, and then the next day, this is where we get a robbery scene where they try to rob Waha's, and this is where Jackie Chan first shows his skills, which I'll admit, this scene was fucking fun, man. It was a fun scene. Jackie Chan always doing his stunts is great. So the gang then then one night after the store closes, Jackie Chan walks home, but then sees a girl getting abducted. But then it turns out it's the girl from earlier, and she knees him in the nuts, and then a bunch of biker guys chase Jackie Chan, led by the leader, who is actually the boyfriend of the girl, and then they corner him, and basically they play a game where they're basically playing, they use a baseball bat and swing like empty bottles, like glass bottles at him, and basically cause like at the wall, and it cuts him and he can't go anywhere. It's a pretty fucked up scene to watch. It's crazy. I didn't remember this film being this like dark, honestly. So he ends up getting hurt, but um, after that, um, oh, and I should have said a scene earlier when I mentioned the kid. There's a scene earlier where Kyung, when he arrives with his uncle, he meets a kid named trying to find the kid's name. But yeah, he meets a disabled. Oh damn! Um, Earlier in the film, he meets this disabled kid. Danny gives him like an old gaming system. Really dates this film. But then, so now back after this scene, his sister comes home. Nancy comes home and talks with her brother. Her brother talks about like needing a new cushion, and how it gives you a look in like how she treats him, because she's out with her boyfriend and the gang, then taking care of him, and then she goes outside. Jackie Chan shows up all cut up, and he passes out on the stairs. Then the next morning, she helps because Danny notices, and she helps heals his wounds and stuff. Um, then later in the film, Kyung goes back to the store, and then the gang, he has another confrontation at the store. And then we get like a nice chase where they chase him down like a New York like thing, and this is where we get more of Jackie's stunts. Like the big one where he jumps off like the top of a building onto a scaffolding was crazy. That was a crazy stunt. Like Jackie Chan actually, I'm pretty sure he actually did that. Like it's crazy. Like, And like it's crazy, like they make it seem like this gang's like the main, villain of the film when they're not. Then while this happens, a member of the gang named Angelo, who's the one he beats up at the store way earlier in the film. There's a diamond deal that goes bad where he ends up. We get this nice kind of badass scene of like a crash where earlier this gang, I'm assuming it's like this mafia gang. Oh yeah, it's a mobster because a mobster leader named White Tiger has stolen diamonds that he's selling for money, and then the deal goes bad. They kill whoever they're selling the thing to, and the car ends up crashing. Angelo ends up stealing the diamonds, and then we get like a chase between the mobsters and the Angelo, and then we get like a nice while Danny comes home with Kyung, and Kyung tries to protect Danny, so he ends up taking Danny out of the chair. So Angelo ends up running into the chair, and he stuffs the diamonds in the chair to come back for later, and then the police show up, and then the police have to let them go. And it turns out the police are investigating the White Tiger. So I like that there's this big investigation, and it turns out he's the actual villain, not these biker guys. And then we get this actually really kind of, honestly, probably the best scene in the film in terms of like story, where I think this is like right after, that incident. So Danny talks about like feeling like a burden on his sister. How he missed, her taking him to the park and stuff. And it's actually a really good scene. And the kid actually did a really good job. And honestly, for a kid actor, didn't do bad. He really didn't do bad, honestly. So this scene was actually really good, and the girl who played Nancy did a really good job too. Because her crying was on point in this scene. Like, she's home, but she's like hiding, acting like she's not home, but she's actually overhearing what Danny's saying, like how he basically feels like a burden, and then she comes out and hugs him, and then this is where basically Kyung realizes that yeah, she's the girl who set him up. So, and it's it's a nice redemption story, because I'll admit they make it seem like she's gonna be the bad guy. Um, and then this is actually a really fucked up scene, because Elaine, like, they do initially make it seem like Elaine's gonna be the love interest of the film. Initially, I didn't think it was actually gonna go this direction. Rewatching it, so Elaine's at the store, and then the gang show up looking, because there's a scene before where Kyung meets with um, Nancy again, and she works at like a strip club basically, and her boyfriend comes in, and they notice she runs out with Kyung. She knocks his bikes over, and then at this point, this is where they start dating, because she kisses him. So, they go looking for Kyung at the store, and then they basically start trashing the store. It's a pretty fucked up scene, man. Like, just watching a store get destroyed. And then Kyung eventually arrives, and him talking to um, and while this happens, White Tiger's men, which are actually mobsters, kidnap some of Tony's men, and basically want Angelo's location, and basically they throw one of them in a wood chipper. They don't show it. They show them throwing them in, but you don't see the aftermath. It's pretty dark though. It's like god damn. So, um, and then after this, um, there's a scene before where Angelo tries to because while Kyung and Nancy are at the park with Danny, Angelo tries to steal the cushion and that Danny's on because he thinks it's the one with the diamonds and it's not. It's the other one. Then uh, this is where after um, the store is destroyed, uh, Kyung goes with Nancy to Tony's hideout. We get like a nice fight scene. Initially, it's a one-on-one between Tony and Kyung, and Kyung obviously whips his ass. And then like his other men show up, and it was a dope fight. I'm not gonna lie. Like him using his surroundings, hiding under the arcade system, using like a raft, using a raft stick or whatever that was. It's pretty good. And then eventually, Tony tells his men to stop fighting, and then he lets them go. And then Tony and Kyung kind of berates them for being shitty people. And then the gangsters come to the hideout. Because two of the guys, one of the guys that Kyung, not Kyung, the guys were killed by White Tiger's men, um, show up and tell them, then they end up looking for Angelo, and then this is where they decide they have to look for Angelo, and he calls people thinking they're the FBI because there's a scene earlier where they come in looking and it turns they're not the FBI, they're White Tiger's men, and then they end up taking in. Obviously, they all get caught, and then Kyung says he knows where the diamonds are. They take him back to Nancy's house, and this scene is kind of funny. It's fucked up, but it's funny. This fucking when they get to the house, the fucking guy just like pushes the kid because the kid's like on crutches, and he's just like, "Step aside, kid." It was I don't know why I laughed, but I did. And then they end up searching, and the kid says he knows where the diamonds are, but he's thinking it's like his sister's diamonds, where they're looking for different diamonds. Kyung gets the diamonds, but he actually ends up knocking out both guys. Calls White Tiger to make a negotiated deal. And then Kyung takes Danny to school. So Danny's kind of gone for a little bit. Not the I don't know if he's gone for the rest of the film, but I think he kind of is after this. Then he goes to Elaine at the store, but then White Tiger has a tow truck set up to destroy the store. It's pretty sad, man. So Kyung calls the police, and they do like a sting operation, like not a sting, like a pseudo sting operation. But then they realize Kyung is tapped, but then Kyung beats him up, and then you get like a nice chase scene, and because the White Tiger's men commandeer a hovercraft, and we get a nice chase scene. Kyung and the police in hot pursuit. So this is a fun fucking movie, man, and it's only an hour and 25. It's paced well. The score is okay, but it's paced well. The dubbing is fun. The villains are fun. Even like the twist where they even make Tony, who is like an asshole character. He's another one he kind of gets to redeem. He gets redeemed in the end. So Kyung ends up getting them, and they reveal White Tiger's location, and he shows up in the hovercraft. Um, pretty much that's really it. He leaves with I'm assuming he leaves with Nancy after that. So yeah, Danny is gone from the rest of the film. But yeah, this film is a fun one. Like the fight scenes are fun. Jackie Chan's stunts are fun. I like the twist because I didn't remember that. I was even thinking going in, rewatching it. Oh, the bad guys are gonna be the biker guys. No, it's this white tiger dude. I like the twist where there's like this like investigation with the NYPD on this guy. It's like a nice little twist to it. It's paced well. I like the character redemptions for two characters. The scene with Nancy and Danny and Kyung in the room is done really well. Like her crying made it believable. Like she genuinely wanted to change her character after that. You actually kind of started to root for her. So all around, I really like this movie. One of Jackie Chan's best. Early Jackie Chan, even then, he was about taking his stunts seriously. So this is gonna be a fun ride doing Jackie Chan movies. So next week will be First Strike. So that's gonna be fun. Tomorrow, I cannot wait. This is my probably top 20 films of all time. Pulp Fiction. I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. We're gonna be continuing our Tarantino journey with Pulp Fiction, and then next week's will be Jackie Brown, which is probably one of his more underrated films. So, but yeah, Pulp Fiction is such a classic, one of the most quotable films of all time. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do it in one video, but if I can't, I will try to do it in two parts, like I did American History X. So yeah, but other than that, I'm gonna take one final hit. But I'd give this film a 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. You had fun characters, even like Tony. You had a nice, even though he does some fucked up shit, but I do like the character redemption. So I definitely recommend this movie. It's only an hour and 25, so it's easy to get through. It's not super long. The fight scenes are fun. It's shot well. That hovercraft chase scene was fucking fun. Probably one of my favorite chase scenes. Honestly, it was really fun. So definitely recommend. So, but other than that, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck Disney, fuck LaBitch James, fuck Kevin Smith, fuck Colin Kaepernick, fuck Seth Rogen, and fuck the Biden administration. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.